Hey, beautiful people. I'm Milah.
Hey y'all, I'm Monika.
And thanks for joining us.
Hey, how you doing today?
I am aligned and balanced.
I love it. That is all we can ask for as we kick off this episode. You know, I'm always excited about something, and today is no different. I know we're going to be looking into all of the spring things that have caught our attention, and we have a great business of the month of the week as well. So it's going to be a good episode. But before we get started, how has your week been?
I was relieved of my duties for the animals.
Okay.
And I was exhausted the next yeah, that night I didn't know I was that tired. I guess, I was on a schedule with them and playing with them, walking, feeding. Like it was just I was like, I might just be an auntie. I don't know.
Yeah, a
But
pet auntie. You said no, you're not going to be volunteering to be watching people's pets anymore, Monika.
not like that. I have to really love you to do that.
Okay, so
So
that's how you know. If Monika's like, yeah, I watch her, whatever, that means you in real close with her.
right, right. I don't mind. I don't mind. I got some goodies from London Bridge. So
Okay, so it made it worth it. Okay, so there was some payoff, you
yes.
know. Okay, well, that's good. I mean, of course.
And and I got to utilize the hot tub. I was like, ooh, I need to do this more often.
Yeah, I heard you had a hot tub weekend, so that's good.
hmm
Okay, well, that sounds
What about
good.
you?
Well, girl, I had a great, we did our episode just in time on Good Friday, so I had a great Easter. You know, I was looking for a miracle, and my miracle came in the form of some words: water, lemonade, popsicle. So, when people haven't been speaking and they like come back, they're
Okay.
they're thirsty. So to me, I was overjoyed with that, and I've had a good week. You know, personally, girl, you know I've been holding it down,
Right.
having to block shade and remind people clearly of what the focus is. Let's not get sidetracked. One of the funniest things I heard this week was someone tell me that's not nice, and we weren't having a conversation that was relevant to nice or not nice.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, you heard the conversation. I said, what are you talking about, nice or not nice?
We're having a conversation about facts and fundamentals.
Yes, honey, we talking about people's health. You talk about nice and not nice, girl.
This is not the playground. Don't play in my face.
Ooh, girl, and they really tried. But other than that, the testimony is I'm still shouting, singing amen, feeling footloose and fancy free, and I am so ready. I'm so ready to talk about these shows because for those that don't know, Monika is not a reality TV lover like I am. I
No, I
mean,
gave that up years ago because it was playing in my mind and I was getting a little too bad out here. So no,
yeah, you were getting turned up. You said, well, if they did it on the show, I could do it better in real life. But no.
no.
So Monica doesn't even like those kind of shows. So I've been really excited to hear about all of it was like we went down a spring rabbit hole because, now spring is in the air. People were, starting to feel themselves when it's not raining and cold in the Northwest and all over the country. Things are alive. So love is in the air. And these reality TV shows that they're putting out for spring, it's like you guys could have put that out for the winter when we were stuck at home because some of this stuff is just too crazy, wild conversation starting. It's just they're just all over the place. So let's get into this. Now we are
hmm
excited about the first show that really led Monica down this rabbit hole that I introduced her to. I feel like a little I'm so happy that that I kind of got you hooked on this foolishness because all these shows, for the most part, a lot of them are just one season. So, well, except the one, we got a few that are not. But
Right.
this one we're talking about that got us started down this spring love rabbit hole is called
Love.
is called Queen's Court, and it stars three well-known reality TV stars: Tamar Braxton, Evelyn Lozado, and the R&B songstress of the 90s and I guess early 2000s is more appropriate, Nivea. So
Don't mess with
with
my
my
man.
man. That's what she told him. Okay. Finally found a brother that is down with me. Don't matter. Okay, yeah, that
Okay.
was that was the jam. I actually had Nivea's album. So so that's the whole thing. And she's been really connected with some of the more interesting men in R&B and hip hop. I mean, she has a son with Lil Wayne, and she also was married to The Dream, which is a big producer of music. He had hits like "Shorty is a 10, a
Mm-hmm.
10," and yeah. So anyway, so the show is about finding these three women love. And they have a bunch of bachelors, and it is hosted by the Pete's. So Holly Robinson Pete and her husband, who was a former NFL player. And I don't know why his name, it just left my mind. So it's all right. They're not as
He's Holly
important.
Robinson Pete's husband.
Husband. And we know her from hanging with Mr. Cooper. And also to me, she always
Ooh, Cooper. Sorry.
Oompa. No, but she always looked. Well, I'm glad you did that because in Vogue, she always reminded me of Terry from In Vogue. Holly and Terry, and they were friends in real life. They were like, how sometimes people are like, oh, your friends look alike. Yeah,
Right.
they had a close resemblance. So anyway,
I
so
wonder if she could sing because she sure could have went on tour with them. Not saying that the other ladies wasn't singing, but
yeah, but once the group became a triple, and
Right.
I like the four-part harmony, but that's a sidebar. That's a sidebar. We definitely fans of In Vogue over here. Definitely had all of their albums. Born to Sing, the Diva one. Oh my goodness, Funky
Girl, I
Divas.
saw them at Jazz Alley here in Seattle twice.
Girl,
Yeah.
I went down to your neck of the woods, T Town, and I saw them at the OG Emerald Queen before it got remodeled. And
Really?
it's yes,
Oh,
girl,
wow.
yes, yeah. Oh man, who didn't think that they could sing, giving him something he could feel really good. I mean,
Give
like
him
give him some.
something he can
Can
feel.
feel, girl. Yes, So anyway, so back to the show. So the the show is about finding these women love. And of course, throughout I guess it's 10 episodes or 10 to 12 episodes,
And
love,
yo, don't forget they're in Atlanta, Georgia too, but carry on.
because the men are looking beautiful. They're looking right. They're looking scrumptious. They dress in together.
For the
The-
most part.
yeah, I mean, overall, this is definitely a generalization. We're
There
not
was
trying to
one that
give
had a
away.
questionable relaxer natural hair situation.
That one dread, they really ain't. But you know what? But that brother was the most interesting because when he in the military and all this other stuff.
Girl.
Yeah, but that hair. But remember, they couldn't get over the hair. The hair. I mean, so some of the stuff is shallow, but nonetheless, these ladies are trying to find love, and of course, two of them get engaged, and we're not going to give away too much. So I didn't want to give any spoilers.
Right.
And one of them stays single.
Right.
So overall, Monica, since this was your first delve back into the reality TV waters, what did you think about this show?
Well, I pulled it up on my, secret link. And
Yes. Okay. Mm-hmm.
so yeah, I got into it. Tamar is gonna bring Tamar. That's what she does.
And I love her. I'm a fan.
Yeah, and so they actually, were asking questions. It just wasn't like service. They were really trying to get into the meat of, where these men are coming from and actually, but it's different because the women actually have to ask the men on a date. So they have to from each three groups that they went through because it was
Hmm.
21 men altogether, like the first 7 men, they have to mingle around and then decide which two men they want to go on dates with.
And that was exciting because I remember the first time they did it, two of the ladies like the same guy.
Right.
One had to rescind her invitation, which was hilarious.
Right.
She was like, "Oops, sorry. Like maybe I don't really want to go."
Right. I don't see nothing wrong with that. You are entitled to change your mind at any time.
I agree. It made for good TV though. Just the way she went about it. Now the only critique, because I don't want to give away like spoilers, because people should get to enjoy the shenanigans for themselves. But Nivea, I always was like, we're putting her on the fashion prayer list. That's all I'm saying. I just sometimes I was stunned. I was like, what in the heck, Nivea? What in the heck? Why?
That's
That
the
was
stylist, and I'm just like,
good stylist.
there's too many stylists, and there's too many clothing, I don't even want to say brands. I want to, yeah, they could have did a lot better.
She
I
was
was just
the
like,
weakest link. I was so upset. It was like Evelyn, of course, I mean, Tamar, of course. And then
right.
Nivea. It's like Nivea is so down to earth though. You want to really root for her. But I
Hmm.
felt like every time she was on the television, that her stylist was a hater. Oh, I felt like whoever was playing in her face with the wigs, with the outfits, I said, you guys are disrespectful. Like,
But I mean, she obviously she had to okay that.
you know how people get in. You know what? No, I think celebrities have hype people, and
Right.
so they'll convince you. And sometimes, if you don't know and you listen to your stylist, and believe me, it's because I worked in the industry, girl. I have seen people hype up stuff that is garbage. I mean, for real, for straight ridiculous. Where it's like it's pajama jeans and high heels, and they're like, "Oh, girl, oh, whew, breakthrough! This is the best outfit I've ever seen. Oh, you're so fly. Oh, you're fashion forward. No, no, no." That's pajama jeans and a pair of white pumps. You are telling a lie. You're telling a lie. It's not
um,
appropriate for the situation. But
I probably would wear that, but anyways.
you might. But it depends on if it's the right situation.
Right.
Nivea's stylist, because she wasn't performing. Maybe he or she or they or them, whoever, they misunderstood the assignment. Maybe they thought it was to go and actually be on tour. Like if she was performing, then maybe the outfits would make sense. But
No, that didn't even make sense for that, girl. I'm like, first of all, no judge, but I'm like, when you like thick like that, you need to have Spanx. Even the smaller girls be wearing Spanx to smooth it out. I don't
well,
need a tummy hanging over. I'm sorry.
Well, girl, amen. Honey, the resident thick girl, okay, said amen. I have no fault in what you said,
Right.
Monika. You telling the truth. When the church don't need to say amen, it will not. But at this point,
I'm just never gonna understand that part. I
no,
just
that's why I said that stylist. Oh, that's a clown, and that stylist should be ashamed because people are going to see that, and I would never ever hire that person. I would never trust them with my aesthetic, with my brand. To make me look and feel the best, which is what a stylist should be doing. On a side note, if you are going to a stylist, they should hear what you feel like your style is. If you don't have a style, they should try
right.
to get to know you and help you create what a style is. But if
Yeah,
they are
they need to
going so
curate
left,
that.
yeah, if they're
Yeah.
going so left, if you don't rock Bessie Johnson style, if you feel like you're more of a Michelle Obama and they bringing you in Bessie Bessie Johnson type clothing, which is a totally two different aesthetics. You do you understand Michelle Obama is fun, sophisticated, whatever. Betsy
Michelle
Johnson
Obama,
is
Banana Republic,
yeah, and Betsy Johnson is more
Gucci.
rocker chic. I
Right.
know, lace tears, fun colors. It's a little bit of a different. Don't let them force you into that Betsy Johnson if that's not your real energy. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Be
Yeah.
true to yourself. And I don't think I mean we definitely sidebar. But okay, so
But
Monika
no,
on the
it makes a difference. The aesthetic does make a difference in what type of men she was attracting to her also. So, because
Mhm.
them two jokers, oh baby.
She was not getting quality candidates based off of her look. And she is actually a grown woman, mother, been married. I don't think she was trying to attract the guys that she was attracting, but at least she had
No.
anyway, but not to give away anything else. Monika, is this a show that if someone was home and it was raining and you needed to watch something, you would recommend? Is this a recommendation, up or down, yay or nay?
If you already did your to-do list and you ain't got nothing else to do, and you want to multitask and I don't know, be on the phone, text, or do something else and then watch this, then go ahead and do it. Because I thought I was just gonna like watch a couple and then like stop, but I watched like
It
half
drew
of
you in.
it,
Yeah, it drew
and
you
and
in.
then and then yes, and I was like, this is ridiculous. And then I ended up, because I wanted to see, especially with the whole Tamar going white chocolate,
Mm-hmm. Mm.
see what that was all about. So
Yeah, because you know what, we got a side bet on that girl. I'm just like, I mean, I've been seeing all the Instagram and social media posts, and I heard how his hater baby's mama came out and what she had to say, but I don't know if they're gonna make it down the aisle. So we got our own little side bet uh, in real life on that one. I
I
mean, because
mean,
I want the best for Tamar.
right.
I like her energy, but I don't. And the guy seems cool. It's not that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
it's a lot. And then Evelyn, her and her boo Lavon, they cute and calm. Like, I love it for her.
I love it too because she's grown. After surviving Basketball Wives, I will be happy if she actually gets a chance to have what she wants. Like I'm really happy for Tammy Roman. Like she's living her best life. And Basketball
Right.
Wives was it got so terrible towards the end. Like it's on now, and I don't have the time. That's not the kind of reality TV shows I'm watching. I'm
Oh,
usually
girl,
watching
yeah.
now
I stopped
love and
watching
dating.
that
Uh,
like
Years ago. Yeah, no, years ago.
decade ago.
Okay, so then the next show on our list is Love is Blind, which the only thing I know about that, Monika, is that this year or this season's episode, the contestants are from Seattle. But tell us about Love is Blind, which is on Netflix. Queen's Court is on on Peacock. So just FYI, and then Love is Blind is on Netflix. So what's up with that show, Monika? What is it? Because it's Uncle Boosky's show. He was telling me he had to watch his show. And I said, "What show are you watching, sir?" He said, "Love is Blind." He texted me back, "Love is Blind." I was like, "Oh Lord."
Yeah, I guess it's the fourth season. I don't watch all the seasons. The only reason I got captivated in this because I knew somebody in the original, the casting. They didn't get picked or matched with anyone to go forward in the relationship process. But
Mm,
uh so yes, Pacific Northwest, because actually they're from like either Washington State or Oregon.
mm,
And it's a pretty diverse cast, kind
mm-hmm,
of.
mm-hmm.
Now that I think about it, they don't got no Asian people on there.
Really, not one from the Northwest?
There's no Asian. There's no Spanish. It's just Caucasian mixed and black, melanated. Yeah. When I think about it, yeah. There's
But
I didn't.
is it a biracial, like maybe Asian and white, or is it just
No.
black and white?
Yeah.
Well, I call black and white
Oh,
biracial mix
there is a Latina.
black.
Yeah.
One single solo Latina.
Yeah. One single solo Latina. The other guy that came back. Anyways, well, let's just say there is your Pacific Northwest African, like from the continent.
Oh, okay. Mm.
He has his preferences, which we already know how.
Well, no, we're not going to diss the whole continent. We'll just say that by the time they make it to the Pacific Northwest, we know what their preferences are.
For some of them.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
it's nice to see, it's like, oh, they're in Seattle, oh, I've been to that shop, or that restaurant, different things. But
Hmm.
the age, when you think about it, Loves and Blind, because they start off in pods, they can't see nobody, so you're
Right.
just talking. They're doing like multiple blind dates throughout the day to see who they're going to match with. And if they make a match, then they literally will like ask them to marry them while they still haven't seen each other.
What? Do you have to get married? Oh, so this show, they're actually asking them to marry them without seeing them sight unseen, like the show I like, Married
Right.
at First Sight?
That's why it's
Okay.
love is blind. Yeah.
Okay. I
And
thought with
so
Love is Blind, I thought they could be dating. Like dating is blind. Like, okay, let's date.
no, so they have to ask them to marry them before they get
Oh.
out of the pods. And
Oh.
so most of them they were pleased with their selection aesthetically. There was one chick, and it was, I can't remember. I think her name is Irina, I think. And
Mm.
her she had selected, or the attorney, this Caucasian guy, had selected her. He should have selected somebody Bliss, but anyways, from the get-go,
Okay.
I'm never going to be nobody's second choice. Sidebar. But
Hmm.
yeah, Irina saw him, and she was just, you could see it in her face. Her body language and everything. It was just so sad. She was just turned off. She was like, I don't want to give you a kiss. I just bet you. Like,
Oh, honey, that's the number one sign on any of the shows that we're going to talk about. When the people have a chance to encounter each other and like hug, embrace, touch, kiss, when
she
the
didn't
other
want to do
person
none
is
of
like,
that.
"No, I don't know you well enough. I don't feel comfortable."
Right.
That's a done deal. I would have to walk out right then because I give stranger. Well, not anymore, but I would pre-pandemic give I give people hugs, you whatever.
Right.
So to not hug someone that you think you have a connection with without seeing them, that's just super shallow and it hurts, but that's the whole point of the show. But okay, girl.
It
So
is. So I mean, it and the show's still not over. I think it's the finale because Netflix, instead of allowing people just to watch it all at the same time, they are rationing it out in like 3 episode
girl,
blocks.
well, it's because they're trying to make sure you stay. They don't want you to watch Love Is Blind and then cancel your your subscription. Everybody's trying to hold
Oh,
on.
well, because I've been thinking, I'm like, they might get canceled because I got other ways to look at stuff.
Ooh, girl, you said they still on the chopping block. Okay, so Monika, are you recommending Love Is Blind for the people?
Yes, just because it is showcasing the Great Pacific Northwest.
Uh,
Otherwise, I probably wouldn't even be looking at it.
woo, woo, okay, I'll take it. Now, there's another show that's on as well that you were trying to get me hooked on, and I've been trying to track it down. It airs on TV1. Lisa Ray is the host. I believe it's called Ask a Friend.
Ask for a friend. Hmm.
Ask for a friend. And that one actually sounds really interesting. So, kind of just give us the back on that one. Like, what is that about?
So Lisa Ray hosts the show with her shady ass comments. I so it's hilarious. The whoever's writing for it is funny. But anyway, so it's either like two friends or it could be two exes, two best friends, sisters, brothers, whatever. They are finding each other blind dates.
Girl, what's funny because we've already discussed this on the show before. Would we let an ex hook us up with someone else? And I think the verdict on our show was I think you said you might be open to it. I said, I don't.
No, not an ex. Nope. I'm gonna nix that. Nope. Nope.
Yep. Because I think
Now
I was
my
saying hard pass. I think
yeah.
I said it was hard pass.
Now my best friends, my sisters, y'all.
Yes.
The core of y'all. I would probably trust y'all.
Thank you. I mean, for real, because we're the ones that are gonna have to hear about it if it's bad. So we would definitely want to be sending
Right.
you, send
Y'all
you up
hear
with the
about if
right
it's
person
bad, good,
or good.
ugly.
That's the fun, honey. That's the whole point of having a good sister circle right there, so that you can get all that out. But okay,
Right.
it Lisa Ray, but I know she's funny, honey. The former first lady of Turks and Caicos.
Okay.
I know she has nothing but shit. Like
The
my mom is
lady of
such a fan
Players,
of
Players
club.
Club.
Yeah, and all. Remember, she did the all white for so many years. It's like my
Right.
mom is such a fan of Lisa
She still
Ray.
does. She still does the white for the
Most of the
majority of the time. Yeah.
time. Well, no, I love it because there was a show, I think it was called All of Us, or it was a
Yep.
show that was inspired by Will Smith and
Right.
his relationship with his ex-wife and
Right.
then with Jada. And my mom loved the ex-wife character because she was played by Lisa Ray so much. I said, lady, sit down. I mean, and when they pretty much got rid of the Jada character to keep the Lisa Ray character, my mom was like, that's how it should have been the whole time.
Ooh.
I was like, she's the best. I was like, no, you just think you like Lisa Ray. I don't know what I don't. Sometimes old ladies, honey, they just get a look on someone and they're like, no, I like her energy. So, but Lisa is a trip. I'm sure that is a good show. I also enjoy when you make mention. There's a show where it's like called what, Four Queens or something on Fox Soul, where it's like Lisa Ray and Vivica Fox. It might not be on any longer.
No, it's still
Selena.
on. They just took a break. I can't think of the title, but yeah, it's called Queens. But the
Yeah,
Ask for a
I don't love
Friend.
Claudia Jordan. I don't love Claudia Jordan though. But
Okay, but the
mm.
Ask for a Friend, it's based in Atlanta, Georgia, too. So, girl, you get so
Mm.
many characters, and it's just good to see like the relationship dynamics and like I probably say maybe like 30% of the people are not even are native to Georgia. Some of
Right.
them, had recently, relocated from New York or
Always,
California.
always,
Yeah.
always. Yeah.
But just to see what, people like and just it's quite entertaining. And it's only I think there's only like 6 episodes. I don't know if that's just the season. I only saw 6 episodes, but I watched all 6. I would highly recommend that. Get some popcorn.
Okay. See, I love the way you said that's a high recommendation, and actually, because you said Atlanta, and we've like 2 of the 3 shows that we mentioned so far take place in Atlanta. I do want to give you a sidebar because Black Twitter. has been buzzing about this, so I had to do some investigating. Hulu is supposedly getting ready to produce a show. And you know the community knows. So I'm going to say the word and then I'm going to get your opinion. It's going to be about Freaknik. It's gonna be about, they call it like the block party, the untold story of like the largest block party, But everybody, the buzz on Black Twitter is people's aunties and mamas said, "Oh Lord, oh my,
Or
it might
cousins.
yes, it might get out because it might get out that we had a life back in the day too. We on these kids about their social media, but Freaknik was nothing but a hot mess. I mean, of fun. It was like Black Spring Break for people. All the HSBC. You would go up to Atlanta. It really started, I think, in '81, but it really started popping off and becoming this huge thing in the
Yeah, with
'90s.
a rating of triple X, like it was 2 Live Crew, girl.
Truly, I mean, STDs were rampant, and then also they're talking about they don't want it to be just a documentary on people getting raped and
Right,
exploited, but there was a lot of free love um and just fun. It was youth, and they were all, most for the most part, college students that were
right.
being young and free and wild in Atlanta, and that really really put Atlanta on the map as far as a place for party destination, socializing, and different things like that. So I am excited. I can't wait as Hulu lets us get more hints and talks more about it. Because right now, like I said, Variety I think has written something about it,
Oh,
and
it's already it's gonna drop. It's already together. Like it's
they're saying it's not going to drop till 2024. When I was trying to do some of the
oh,
black, so
really?
some of the background on it, yeah, girl, honey, I googled as soon as I was reading the buzz and reading some of the hilarious comments. I was like, oh, let me see what is on. Is when can I watch this? And then then I actually did a little deeper dive, and it was like, oh, it's not
Mm.
scheduled to be
Oh,
released until
okay.
2024. I was like, what? A whole year from now? I hope that is incorrect information. But as soon as we know the official premiere date for the Freaknik documentary, we will be letting the community know about this because this is one to not be missed. Okay, because I remember growing up. Okay, like it kind of fizzled out in like '99, um, but I have
Yeah,
definitely,
I
we've
mean,
all
if
lived with it.
if I had went to my dream college in Hampton University in Virginia, I probably would have got maybe like a year in before it fizzled
Shut
out. But
down.
I didn't even go. Yeah.
Thank I said if I had been I had visited my homegirl at Spelman, I would have got a good 2 years. Even
Right.
though she was from the Northwest, so she was not necessarily going to love the Freaknik energy, but nonetheless,
Nah, people who from Pacific Northwest who go to school down south, if they're not familiar with that, they get a culture shock.
shock. Yeah. that's a
They
that's an
don't know what to do.
understatement. It's like what? Wait, what? Yeah, no, it's wait what? Okay, yeah, you're getting overwhelmed. Your
Right.
system doesn't compute. We understand. But so okay, so that was a sidebar. Now going back to my shows though. Now I wanted to love this show. I was so excited about it. I've been talking about on the podcast for the last few months, truly. And it's called Seeking Brother Husbands.
Oh Lord.
And I got so excited. I said, ladies, 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 we have turned the tables. I want to see about polyandry because that's what you call it when it's women versus
Mm-hmm.
these polygamous situations. And I felt that women could do it better than the men because when you see searching for or seeking sister wives or big love, the men
Mm-hmm.
are not able to really handle female emotions, I think, and have healthy relationships with all their wives. There, even though everyone says, "Oh, there's not a sexual component," there always is a sexual component because these men be racking up these women, and a lot of the relationships and the marriages fall apart because you really can't invest the time you need to in
Right, because
individuals.
intimacy is how you stay connected.
Yeah, and it's like you're splitting your time. I mean, I watched one uh, male centered polygamous situation where the man, he was doing like every other day. Like one wife had Mondays and Thursdays, one had Tuesdays and Fridays, one had Wednesdays and Saturdays, and Sunday
That's
was like
too
his
many
free.
spirits and demons to be playing around. I just,
And then he married a fourth one. Okay. And then it's like it all crumbled because you can't, he wasn't doing a good job. People are going to feel like there's favoritism, there's jealousy, and there's so many things that you have to work through when you have multiple people in a relationship. I know that now trupling is a common thing. It's starting to be popular and people love it, but you really have to have open communication and be really down for that, which I'm not yet. So,
I guess it would be different if you were like 6 months on, 6 months off, but to be all living in the same
girl,
household, like
mm-mm.
I know. I mean, if in a dream world we were gonna do that, I want my own house, I want my own car, I want my own trust. Like, set me up somewhere.
Okay, so you think you could do the sister wife situation? I know I couldn't, but I could definitely do the brother husband. I could have me a stable of men, and that I attended to.
A stable, how many?
A minimum of two. I always have said jokingly for the last 20 years that a woman needs three good men because you need the one that can do stuff, the one that can make you laugh and talk about stuff, and the one can put it down. So I always thought that
I mean, Brandy said that if you put it down, dun, dun, dun. Anyway.
yeah, yeah, so yeah, but so that's why I said I think a woman who was of that mindset could do three. I wouldn't be greedy. Like I said, I'm not trying to necessarily collect a harem, but my stable
Hmm.
would at least have good three, 2 to 3. And so I wanted to love Seeking Brother Husbands. I watched it, and we've been watching. I got you to watch it. We know the first 3 episodes are out. It's on TLC,
That's
and
all
it's
I'm watching.
it's about it's about women who are either are currently living with their husbands, their multiple husbands, in the process of adding another partner to their solid relationship, or
Hmm.
now trying to seek to
Right.
add. And to me, I guess I'm just you know what, it's not that it looks different when women are doing it, but I'm disheartened by some of the women and their tact. It's like they're just as wishy-washy as the men when you watch the men on like Seeking Sister Wives.
Right.
They're not clear on their motivation. So I'm
No,
like, this isn't going to get you anywhere because you don't know why you're doing this. Like I said,
exactly.
I would have my stable together. I know why I'm doing, honey. I know why you're here, you know, and I know why you're here. And I know why you're here, and you're all important to me, And one sister from Texas that got the two, that has Tiger, and the husband that she's been married to for 26 years, the other husband that she's been with for
And
10
on the
years.
surface, they seem like good, reputable men. They got like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're nice, they're kind, they actually got good work ethic. Like,
Yes.
and I'm like, girl, you taking up all the good men.
Girl, and then look, and what did her trainer say? And now you're looking for someone else? Like he was shocked. And she's not giving the tenure enough attention. Like
Right.
he's really feeling like he's replaced. And girl, honey, that sex drive of hers. I said, man, ma'am, okay. You and wait, what was that? Wait, it was they were recently talking about it a lot. It was Scottie Pippen's ex-wife who said she had to have sex 3 or 4 times a day with Scottie. I mean, like this lady on the show.
Was that okay? Was that her or was that Scotty's requirements?
That they had it 3 to 4 times a day. I don't. She didn't clarify. Larsa didn't say I wanted it. I was so charged up, or that he was so turned on. I
Oh,
don't know.
okay.
She just said that they had sexual intercourse that much throughout their marriage. And remember, people question that because they're like, "Girl, that's like 30." They're like, "No, for 20 years, 4 times a day, 365 days a year, even your stuff have to rest at some at some point." But
Your cycle, but anyways,
well, married men don't necessarily. I mean, if sometimes people are trifling.
we won't get
That's
into
just
the
yeah,
details
yeah,
yet.
yeah. I was like, so so going back, bringing it back. Yeah, you said you're not going to watch it again. Is that kind of how you feel about it?
Mm-mm. I mean, cause yeah, the lady in Texas, sister girl in Texas. I'm like, and she did clearly say she wanted to date more. Like she wanted to. I'm just like, won't you get a divorce and just date all these dudes?
Yeah, she said she want to be forever dating, and like she's super traumatizing her husband now because
Right,
she's like, I want to move out of the bedroom with you. I want you to
right.
get your own room so I can bring people. To me, I feel like, ma'am, now, ma'am, at some point. your husbands can be aware that you're doing whatever you want to do. But if you're dating, you don't need to bring them back to your marital, into your actual bed in your home.
Exactly.
I mean, for real, who are you getting that can't provide a hotel or a place for you to
But
have your little freak encounter on?
do you think the men have their side girlfriends?
I would the two. I know the sister you talking about because we I watched the show. I hope those brothers do, but I would hope they didn't because I wouldn't want to be a side chick to this crazy woman. I would be
Right.
like, dude, I could give you all of my attention, and I obviously value you. I mean, her OG husband, the 26-year strong marriage, he seemed like he's not even interested. He's like, I prefer to not really be around people like that. I like being in my room on my phone. I'm like, what are you doing on that phone, sir?
Exactly.
I say he's an internet Mac. That's what I think. I mean, he's spending too much time on that phone. She better watch out. I feel like he's gonna surprise him and be like, "Actually, I'm out. I've been talking to this lady, and over in they're in
I
Texas,
mean,
New York. I'm out,
what's the show back in the day? Three's Company.
girl." Yes,
I
that is
mean,
it.
that's what it's. I mean, because I mean, the economic situation. So it's just it helps if you got three people. You know what I'm saying?
It does, but I feel like in their situation, and what I would say is that this show could work, and I could be on board. But they needed to have, like I said, the women don't feel they feel like they're go discovering it. They don't feel like they're confident, like they really understood their motivation.
Right.
Because I feel like I'm not going to start off not everyone having their own room because at some point everybody needs a breather. And if
Right.
if if Tiger already had his own room and his own space, he wouldn't be feeling so betrayed that now she
Yeah, because
wants to.
he's like a little cub. The mother is like, you got to go.
And he's like, I don't want to leave. Well, can we get married then officially? And she's like, no. What's the point of having a ceremony if you're? I mean, she's like,
But
she
he
is
should have
something.
established that when he after they started going together and seeing each other for like maybe like after a year, like
Yeah.
is this going to be is this in the contract? Are we going to get married? Are we going to do A, B, C, and D?
I think when you move in that house with that other man,
Right.
okay, it's just karma because that other man had to get used to you now being the apple of her eye. And then she's going to talk to an export girl. That part is a mess. For
And
me,
then she's upset that old boy's mother don't approve of it. I mean, you're a grown woman. So what? She's using that as a cop out not to marry a boy, but
Yeah, and truly, truly. I'm like, girl, that woman don't want to
she want
unofficially,
no
officially
part.
marry you. Yeah, because she can't truly marry him anyway because she's still
Right.
legally married to 26 OG. But what I will say is, I will be watching this again just to complain. It's like voting. I do it so that I have a right to complain about things. So I will be watching
Well,
another
you can report
episode.
back.
Yeah, just another episode. I don't know if it's going to hook me for the whole season because there's a couple of problematic couples and situations. But it is worth, what I say, it's worth at least watching once. Maybe you were interested as a woman in seeing how you could balance or bring up the conversation of maybe getting a boyfriend in your marriage, and that's something that you really felt led to do. Well, then this is might be your gateway drug. It'll help you get things
Well,
established.
you know what? With AI now, you can probably put together what you really want. Sprinkle a little some of this, add a little some of that. I mean, you can clone people now, so you.
Oh, that's a is that a robot? Is that like wait, is that like Lars and the Real Girl? Like is that like a doll that you could just make,
No, not like a robot. Remember that one movie I had you watch? It was on
oh,
Apple
Swan
TV.
Song, yeah, Swan
Yes,
Song.
and he made a clone of himself, and it was. I mean, the wife couldn't tell.
I know, but see, remember but it's like, but that that's not you.
Right.
That's something else that's getting to live your life. See, I don't know about that. Like, remember we were talking about Swan Song, and I said, "Miss me, you don't get to replace me with a replacement me."
Right,
Oh
but this
no,
person wouldn't even be. You would be. This would be a culmination of different inputs, making one person. And you get to select the body. It's
you're build a man, like build a bear,
yeah.
build a brother. You building a brother up here? Oh, well, girl, sign me up for build a brother. He
Would
could
be
be my
like, I like
third.
that quality from this X and that X. I need an aesthetic from that one.
Oh, well, girl, I mean, wait, if you did have to build a brother from your exes, that would be pretty amazing. And actually, I would have husband 2 and 3 be from Build a Brother. Okay.
I'm just saying.
Girl, I said, because somebody, I was like, man, he's brilliant. If I could have his mind and his body with his height, oh, girl, that's a, ooh,
And his
hallelujah.
character and his integrity.
Yes. Oh, those things I was getting to too. You know,
Yeah.
rest in peace to the one that had those things. Okay. All right. So that kind of summed it up. The other show that I'm loving, and thank goodness there's only a couple more weeks into it, is Married at First Sight. And I guess it's very much, I guess Love is Blind is probably a ripoff of Married at First Sight, if we're just being 100% honest, because Married at First Sight is like 100 seasons. It has like 16 or 17 seasons. And
I did watch one season a couple years ago, and I was just like, "Whoo, child, this is a
Cause,
lot of episodes."
yeah, well, because they take you through the whole 8 weeks of them being married, but
Right,
literally they get together. They're matched by experts. But I'm gonna tell you straight up about Married at First Sight. Their odds are terrible. It's like maybe 5 couples out of 17 seasons are still together, or like seven.
right.
It's like they have horrible averages. Sometimes I'm convinced that the experts don't even give a damn. Like the experts
Well, they
just
shouldn't even do the experts now. They should let AI go ahead and do it.
AI would do a better job than Pastor Cal
Right,
and Dr. Pepper and all of them, because they are doing awful with these people.
right,
This season, I don't think anyone. Well, I think one couple is going to make it possibly, and that's Chris and Nicole. But Nicole is realizing through this process that she probably needed to get therapy and get help. I think this season, a lot of people are seeing that they are not in relationships not because they can't find someone, it's because they still have a lot of work to do on
right.
themselves. They have a lot of issues that they actually haven't healed up, that you don't take a look at.
Childhood trauma.
Yeah, and they just mask it and they date and they think that they're dating healthily. Like they were having a conversation on this week's episode, and they were talking about suicide, and it's like 3 of the men had friends or close associates commit suicide, which definitely impacts them because it leads to guilt, trauma, and all these other things.
Mm-hmm.
And one brother, Aries or Aris or whatever, he's dating. He's married, sorry, to a girl that he is totally treating poorly, but she has her own set of issues. But they've been calling her out in a way that is actually traumatic to her, because her issues are based upon like imposter syndrome and not having confidence, and but she's a hustler, go getter, and really a smart girl, so young woman, so it is really something. And I don't know how they do it. I mean, it really is. I mean, one couple didn't even last past the honeymoon, but but the sister was so turned off. It was like, girl, what did you think you were gonna get? She didn't even give the man a chance. She just was like, so you live here? Oh, nope, I don't even want to move into the place with you. I was like, girl, wow. Like,
Well, that's the experts. I'm like, or maybe she wasn't detailed enough. I don't know what their whole,
requirements are,
the
they say they,
process, their vetting process is when they have to, when they get selected.
well, they say they supposedly do like 6 weeks of it. They go to their homes, they interview them multiple times, they have them fill out like a 30-page questionnaire. But obviously, it is not working because, like I said, their success rate is in the trash. But I
Because the
still
only
watch.
couple, the only couple I know is the mixed couple. They're do they live on the East Coast? It was the white guy and the sister. They still together. I think they had a baby.
Oh, girl, see, remember, I didn't want. I just got hooked up with this show, baby, on the like 13th or 14th season, because my
Oh,
sister
okay.
my sister was like, you got to watch this episode. This sister is so nice, and the brother that they paired her with is so hurtful to her spirit. And I watched it, and it was terrible. I said, how could they even in good, they knew enough about this man's character to know that on paper this sister was perfect for him, but that he had a lot of ego trips, and he
That's
really he
emotionally
hurt her.
mental
Yeah.
abuse. I hope
Yeah.
she can sue them.
Yeah, well, I mean, because he talked about her. He was terrible, but he consummated the marriage on the honeymoon.
I bet he did.
Yeah, but and like his family really loved her because she's an A+ woman, but he just was like, I don't like her look. She's
Nah,
not pretty to me. I was
families be
like,
families be setting people up talking about I really like her. She good for you. You need her, knowing damn well they know all the ugly stuff that person needs to work on.
the reason I watched it, my sister said, you better look at his dad. She said his dad looked like he gonna swoop her up if the son drop her
Well,
off. I said, ooh, I said, girl, that's a trip. But no, so I do like Married at First Sight. It is a trip. But okay, so now moving right along to non-reality shows. One show I have to shout out is on Prime. It's like you said, everybody is giving you 2 or 3 episodes at a time and then making you come back. I really hate that. I'm like, we're already paying for the streaming service. Just give it to me all at once. I don't have time to waste.
Give it to me,
If
baby.
Truly, yeah. If I look at, if I'm have the time to watch the show, let me get as much of it in as I can. Don't make me try to come back because I'll never come back, and I possibly won't get to finish the show. But the first one I'm going to mention is based off of a book. It's called Power. It is on Prime, and it is about the concept is wild, but I love it because there are major characters in the movie or the television show and in the book that take place in Seattle. So they even have a
Oh.
fictional mayor character that reminds me a lot of Jenny Durkins. In a sense,
Hmm.
I mean, she's a white woman. I guess that's really the only thing. I was like, other than that, not maybe not so much Jenny Durkins, but she's a smart woman, so I said Jenny Durkins. Why not? And so it is really cool. The premise is young girls adolescent girls going from like 12 or 14 to 18, 19, they develop this power where they can shoot electricity from their bodies. And it really shows what happens when women are not on the losing side, when all of a sudden we become the strong, dominant, people in society, what society looks like. And it is fascinating. They have 3 episodes out. It stars Tony Collette, John Leguizamo, which I'm definitely a fan of both of those, and a lot of newcomers. And it is a show that I would say is definitely worth watching. A very kind of sci-fi feel to it.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah, Power. And then, of course, we have Swarm, which we kind of just glossed over a little bit, a couple of episodes. Yes. But we've now finished. Monika is caught up. Like I said, I get her into trash TV. But this one was pop culture. So I like, like Monika, I think she sent me a text and she was like, why? And I said, well, pop culture thanks you too. Okay. Like, girl, it's because this is what everybody is talking about. So, Swarm, what did you think about it, Monika?
Hated it.
I thought it was what it was. It was interesting.
It
I
was
mean,
like a mix of Kill Bill and something else, but it was just I. The only reason I watched it because you said go ahead and watch this, but girl, I could have left that on
well,
Amazon.
what did you think about the Malia Obama like credited? I mean, she wasn't the main writer, but she would got writing credits for like the 5th episode. You probably don't remember it, but were there any standout episodes? There were standout moments. I mean, the thing is, because it was a dark comedy. And because it was inspired by kind of a Twitter comment that why do black women always have to be the strong black women? Why can't we just be serial killers too? Then Donald Glover was like, "Oh wait, hey, huh? Let's flesh this out and let's make it into a television show." I the way it left off, I would need a second season just to tie up the loose ends and really explain it. To me,
And maybe that's probably why they left it like that.
the most enjoyable episode to me truly was the last 2 episodes. Actually, I like the one that was kind of like the true crime episode where it was
That
like they
one,
were.
that one, I was able to digest.
Yeah, because it made sense. Because like I said, it was all over the place. And when she said the black hair care products and the flaming hot Cheetos is how she knew what she knew. The detective,
Hmm.
she said, "I've seen this before." It just made me smile. But it was a lot of shenanigans. I mean, I kept waiting for her to really be caught because I'm like, if this is, but I think it was supposed to be like in the 90s, maybe 90s. No, well, no, it was modern.
Mm-mm.
So
It
I
was
kept waiting.
modern.
Yeah, I kept waiting for them to get caught. Cause I'm like, you're so reckless with with your violence. But I definitely appreciated the cameos. I mean, I love Cree Summers in that 8th episode, I believe it
Right.
was. I think Billie Eilish. She did a really, honey, that reminded me of like the Exxon cult in California. Like she came through with her role. Paris Jackson wasn't bad in her role. I mean, one of the Macaulay Culkin's brother, I think Rory McCulkin was in there as well. I mean,
Hmm.
it had so many. Leon, he was excellent in there. I mean,
Of
I
course.
I love yeah, I was like I love the guest appearances. I will watch season 2 if it comes out just to see if they can tie up these loose ends. And if they don't make another season of it, I will be okay too and just think that was some weird beep stuff that I just watched. So I would recommend it if you want to go down if you watch Atlanta, then you'll appreciate it because it has that disjointed feel to it, but it all will make sense in the end. So, Monika says no. I say, why not? If you're going to watch reality TV, you might as well watch more.
I just it was just too much, too gory. Like I don't need to see all that.
But I mean, it was gory, but then they really didn't really show anything though. She just was randomly like to me. I loved when they went to Seattle. She went to Seattle to kill someone or Washington State. But I also appreciated the when she was with the man who had been fat and he was like working out. And I don't know, like she always had them snacks with her. Yeah, there were so many. Like Swarm is the kind of show that you really dissect and talk about with people who are crazy, and it's great. So so
Well
okay.
stated.
Yeah, I mean that's truly. And maybe it says a little bit of something about me, but I'm okay with that. And then the other show that I recommended that you loved, Monika, I think you enjoyed this one, was Beef with Ali Wong and Stephen Young. So, what about Beef, Monika? Would you recommend that?
I recommend it. I won't say I was like ooh enthralled with it, but it was different. I mean, I get at the end of it, I mean, it's all connected because if she wouldn't did what she did and he wouldn't did what he did, then I mean, they kind of I don't want to give it away, but
It
yeah,
all makes sense. Well, what I will
it
say
all
is
makes sense.
it's another Netflix show, Beef, so you can find Beef on Netflix. And I
It makes me think
liked
of the Notorious B.I.G. song "Beef."
and weren't they doing that too? Oh, they were getting petty. Oh, they were getting petty. They were getting petty. They were getting crazy. I said it was there were too many. It is worth seeing. To me, I'm going to tell you, Beef. You might as well watch it for real. It is worth seeing. There are a couple of standout moments and performances, and it's just shenanigans. So
Yeah.
I
And you
enjoy
know
Beef.
what? Like you mentioned before with the awards, it's, the Asian influence, because I don't think I've ever watched a series or a show where the majority of the cast is Asian. I mean, I enjoyed it. I loved it. I mean, I grew up, we're in
In
the
the
Pacific
Northwest.
Northwest.
Yeah,
So,
I'm like, so we're not even saying that. To
yeah.
me, what I was saying is I loved because it actually showed the Asian perspective for not just one. Like people
Right.
say Asian, it'll be Asian, but this show actually had to deal with Korean, Japanese. It actually had
The
different
whole
groups.
continent.
Yeah, exactly. And they talked about kind of
Different
the
socioeconomic levels.
exact. And I appreciate that. I was like, there's a myth in the model minority, but you also now see like, there's the myth or the trope about the strong black woman, but then
Hmm.
you get to hear you see the model minority trope in the show, and really how it's suffocating. At least in the first couple of episodes, it
Right. Because I
really
know some gang banging. Uh,
we're from the Northwest, so we'll just
right.
leave it like that. We know people truly who they are. We're not
Right.
we're not buying stereotypes because we actually
From
know
different
the
Asian
people.
countries.
Yes, yeah. I was like, please, there's no. That's why when people tell me the stereotype of the group and they don't know the group, I just roll my eyes. I'm like, what are you talking about? I was like, okay, yeah, nope, 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 nope. You're not gonna sell me on this because I can walk down here and nope, 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 nope. So but what was interesting about this show, though, that I really appreciated as well, is that it did make them want to snap. And I was like, thank you for showing. Well, it was also written. There's nothing like representation because there were actually real Asian people in the writers room that created
Right.
this. Like, this wasn't someone who doesn't look Asian, doesn't know anything really about the culture or the nuances, only thinks, oh, I like the food or I like the women, and they don't have
Mm-hmm.
any idea of like the cultural pressure, what
Right.
that does, the way you listen to your family. Like when Steven's character, Danny, told his little brother, like, you can date the white girls. He said,
Right.
but you go and you get you a good Korean girl from church and you listen to mom and dad. And the little brother was like, shit,
Nah,
absolutely
he was like,
not.
live your life.
Yeah, he was like, absolutely not. And that was kind of the clash of the old and the new. And
Right.
it's like those are cultural things that I think everyone can watch and relate to, but it's very specific for their group. And I was like, I loved it. I mean, in that part, I feel like everyone should watch Beef because it's going to open your eyes. And then it is it is entertaining, and there's some comedy. There definitely is. Ali
Well,
Wong is
yeah, because
hilarious.
you think it's gonna go one way, it went totally
Oh, oh,
360. Like,
yeah, I mean, and that's the fun of it. And isn't that a good TV show where you can go, wait, it started off like this, and somehow we ended like that, And I go, yeah, that's fun. That's television that has writers. That's not
Right.
reality TV. It's a thought provoking show, and it's from the producers who won all the awards. The studio, I think it's called A24 or something, A52.
A24 Productions.
Thank you, girl. You see, that's what I'm talking
Well,
about,
the only
Monika.
reason I remember because it just anyways, but anyways, yeah.
Yeah, because they did Moonlight, and then they did any the one that just won the Academy Award this season. I think it's
Hmm.
Anywhere, Everywhere, All at Once. I watched it, and that was an interesting movie. So I really like this production company because they're able to bring stories that wouldn't get mainstream studios attention, and so it's fair, because like I said, Moonlight won Best Picture, Everything Everywhere All at Once won Best Picture, and they're non-traditional movies. You hate them or love them, they're movies that show different sides of people and perspectives that maybe you wouldn't have considered. So,
Right.
okay, so that kind of gives us our spring television recap. Okay, like what the heck are you watching, ladies?
Hmm.
Now, I know before we say the business of the week, I will shout out, because we mentioned it when we were talking about food on the previous episodes. Island Soul just opened a sister restaurant called Arlena's, French Caribbean, of course, in Kirkland. So it is a new restaurant, Arleana apostrophe S. So if you are in the Kirkland area and you want upscale, because it is not quite like Island Soul. It is the sister restaurant. It's the
What they got?
higher
20
end.
$20 cornbread muffins?
They sure do. Them coconut muffins that are $5 in the hood are now $20 over in Bellevue. We don't know that for sure, but it just opened Easter weekend, so I can't wait to go over there and give them a taste and see if they are making better food over in the hood, or if they're doing it better over in Kirkland. So really excited for that black owned business. Now, Monique, tell us about this week's business.
Well, April is African American Women's Fitness Month. And as you can already tell, I did put up, in the stories, my trainer, he likes to sneak in the videos, of us working out.
Mm-hmm.
But also, there is a Black woman owned um, fitness trainer uh, company, and it's called Free Flow Fit. And the trainers, hopefully I'm not butchering up their names, is Shatina, or no, Shantia Monet,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and the other one, I think she's Nigerian too. Adezi Medina. I mean, excuse me, sisters, if I butchered up your name, but I wanted to give them a shout out. Free Flow Fit
Okay.
is what their IG, and there'll be a link. And so I was just like, that's what's up, because you need to move your body every day. You
Say
need to
it.
stretch. You need to do something. Otherwise, you're gonna end up in some pain, and it's going to create some issues, like your
Down the
body
road. Yes, down the road.
your body needs to move. You can't be sitting
Mm-hmm.
down 10 hours plus a day and not. You need to love yourself and
Mm-hmm.
love your body.
Yeah, amen. I said,
Okay.
I said, even Milah knows to move her body and does. Everybody should. I said, if the thick one can say amen to it and know that she do something, I said, because ain't nobody got time. As you age, honey, that body get to change it on you.
Right.
Nobody got time for foolishness. Okay,
No.
so, okay, well, I love it. I love it. Now, Monika, is there anything else that we're missing this episode?
No, let's just be kind.
Oh, that's the best thing. I love it. Have a good week, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.
Peace.
Support Monika. Where can they find us again?
They can find us on Anchor, Spotify, and now iTunes.
Mm,
And please like, share, subscribe, and leave us a comment. You can shoot us an email or a voice message if you'd like.
Mm-hmm.
And with all that, love and gratitude.
Remember to call your aunties or your girlfriends and say hi. Bye.